This might be a hot take for some people, but if you're 200 pounds, you shouldn't be in a Pilates class.
I made a pretty bold statement a while ago saying that I refuse to be friends with ugly people and none of my friends are ugly. And it got a lot of people mad.
So I'm not a girl's girl, and I have reasons for that because but I feel like all of my pretty friends and my friends that are in relationships, they also admit they're not girls, and girls are not your friend.
I feel like I was bullied a lot in the villa. I really do.
But I think that bitch is fucking messy. Oh, I think she's messy as fuck. I don't like her.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amaya and welcome back to Amaya's Unsolicited Opinions. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite topic, toxic femininity. And there's just so much of it on the internet these days. And I've been sitting on this idea for a while, but obviously, I know a lot of people hate talking about Love Island on this channel, but Huda from Love Island is one of the reasons why I was, inspired to really put out this video, because a lot of her behavior is being stuff that people are saying they resonate with and when they relate to. And I just wanted to create this video. If you're not aware of what toxic femininity is, we're going to make you aware of that. And we're going to really break down certain behaviors and break down why relating to the behavior that this woman has displayed, or relating to the behavior that any woman who displays this behavior, is not okay. It's not okay. So let's get right into the video.
I absolutely cannot stand a closeted mean girl. These type of girls like to pretend that they're so nice and sweet and they're a girl's girl, but they're really just awful people who are wearing a mask. If you're gonna be a mean girl, at least own it and stop pretending that you're nice. Be a bitch with your chest. And I don't expect women to be happy and friendly and bubbly all the time, because that's just not realistic. Everyone has their bitchy moments, myself included. And I wouldn't even say that I'm a nice girl, but I am kind, because niceness to me is performative. Niceness is a behavior that you can turn on and off whenever you feel like it. Kindness is your character. That's who you are at the core. But I can always clock when a girl is truly a mean girl trying to pretend that she's not. It's always obvious to me, even if other people don't notice. These type of girls are deeply insecure and unhappy with themselves, so they use that performative niceness to manipulate or win people over so they can get what they want. Obviously, being a mean girl isn't cool, but I can at least respect the girls that know that they're mean and they're not trying to pretend that they're not.
So you may be asking, what is toxic femininity? I have defined toxic femininity into 4 different things. Number 1, passive aggression. People who say stuff without saying stuff. I'd rather have you be aggressive and, get off what you need to get off on your chest, compared to saying things and doing things and manipulating your words so you can't be held accountable for what you are saying.
As a woman, when another woman is giving you shade, you just feel it. It's just so subtle. But if you say anything, if you told a woman, she'd get it. If you told a man, they'd be like, get over it, it's not even a big deal. Oh my gosh, she's still talking about that. She wasn't even looking at you. It's not even about you. The world doesn't revolve around you, And you're like, she knows and I know. Well, here's the science behind it.
It's interesting because I had this one girlfriend in high school. We were in that popular group and everybody was very attractive and had a lot of assets and competencies that the peer group valued. But anytime she told me that I looked really good in an outfit, I automatically had to change it. So this is our exclusive way of dealing with each other when we're being less than appropriate, being less than kind. Appear to be on your side, but not really be on your side. And we're more affected by it. So if I rolled my eyes at you, it's not going to cause much distress. If I did that to a woman, it would cause some problems. And there is quite a bit of studies showing that we have a heightened physiological response to being ostracized, rejected, all of the things that encompass indirect aggression.
Number 2, weaponized victimhood. And if you do something wrong, all of a sudden, when somebody's trying to confront you on what you did wrong, I didn't do it, I'm gonna start crying. Yes, no, that's called weaponized victimhood. And that behavior should not be normalized and it shouldn't be okay. People, when you become adults, you enter the realm of holding yourself accountable for your actions and being ready for when somebody is holding you accountable for your actions.
I also find it really interesting that most conversations about narcissistic abuse center around the grandiose narcissist, when I feel like most people, so not everybody, doesn't mean you didn't experience something else. Most people most often engage with the narcissist that presents themselves as a victim. It's the person who is overwhelming you with their needs because nobody or nothing else can save them. I don't think that I am better than you and you're worth nothing narcissist that love bombs you and then flips is the most common one. It might be the most common in dating, but I mean like the most common. Carrie is a great example of that because I think people, specifically women, interact with that in their friendships a lot and within their family systems. The devaluing comes in, but it's always like connected to you are not valuable because you're not serving my needs, and you're a bad person because clearly I'm a person in need and you have to do it. It's like emotional pressure, and because they seem like a victim, it goes under the radar.
Manipulative behavior, any behavior of manipulation. I will be discussing a few in this video, but when in any way, shape, or form you're trying to manipulate somebody to act, behave, or do something that you want to do that's not of their free will, that's not okay.
What you guys didn't get to see is the whole argument and why we were arguing. We weren't arguing because I didn't cuddle her. We were arguing because we were told like we were only going to get 2 hours of sleep. And instead of prioritizing sleep, she wanted to get, you know, active in the bedroom. And I wasn't about that. And I had made that clear to her. I'm like, look, like, if we're not going to be doing PDA on the outside, you can't even give me a kiss. Like, we're not doing shit in the bedroom. Like,
especially if I only get 2 hours of sleep.
Exactly.
People are trying to romanticize toxic femininity, and there's this bridge from the people who are calling out toxic femininity and the people who are romanticizing it. And I just feel like there's more people that are romanticizing it than addressing it for what it is. And my current example is going to be Huda on Love Island and her situation with Chris, where, you know, she counted down to 3 and was essentially like, I'm going to count down to 3. And if you don't cuddle me, when she like, if you want to be real, like from the clip, she just wanted to have sex, but you know, he wasn't going to have sex with her. So she said that if you don't cuddle me, like, I'm going to be angry, I'm going to throw a fit, and we're going to have an issue tomorrow. That behavior is what I would call passive aggressive SA. You're not being blatantly aggressive. You know, you're not touching him how you want to touch him, but you are insinuating that if you don't act this way I want you to act in this moment, it's going to be some negative consequence. When, you know, as a girl, if you're not feeling it, you know, in society, what we say online is guys should just be like, it's okay, you know, no is no. But when it comes to guys, because I'm starting to see a lot of girls get online and say, well, he should have cuddled her and he should have did this and he should have did that, when it's just like, there's a thing called consent. And I believe if any sort of human interaction, if it is not equal on both sides, it should never be okay. Personally, I'm a person that likes to do hug and stuff like that. But if I don't know you as a stranger, we have not had any type of kind interaction that insinuated that a hug needs to be given, I find that very weird. Very weird. And I know that there's a lot of people that find that weird as well. But yeah, we continue to excuse behavior like this that's clearly not okay. And jumping into social media rewarding this type of behavior, I'm starting to notice over the past couple of months, there's been these TikTok trends and these girls getting online, and a lot of girls are getting in comments of videos of, you know, there was this girl a couple months ago that was like, if you're fat, you don't need to go to Pilates and stuff like that. And it's just this mean girl energy content being pushed online, and girls in the comments agreeing with this type of content, or, you know, following influencers that are known for being racist, that are known for being sexist, that are known for being homophobic, just because I like her hair, I like her lips, or I like this, and just excusing toxic and wrongful behavior just because, oh, I relate and this is what I do in real life. And that's the bigger issue. Forget the influencers, forget social media. I don't understand why as society, why as women, there's so many women that display these toxic behaviors. They start to relish in it, and call it. This is empowering. I can relate. If he was acting that way, I would have did the same thing. Like if my man was acting like that, I would have slapped him right in the face. If like, it's just like, babe, what? Am I tweaking?
Mean girl energy as an adult just screams misery. When you don't have a reason to dislike someone, so you create one, that's jealous bitch behavior. Then going out of your way to make people feel uncomfortable or unexcluded for no reason at all is miserable behavior. You don't get no brownie points for being a goofy. And that's typically why they surround themselves with people who don't check them about their behavior. And I hope you bitches don't be thinking y'all no bullies, cause you're not. Throwing shots but still wanting to be cool is very scary of you. I still want to see you eat, but just not from my table. Only pretty, classy, humble women over here.
What? Because when I see stuff like this, you know, when I see the mean girl energy content online, I look at it and I'm just like girls getting online being like, oh, if you look like this, you shouldn't be here. If you talk like this, you shouldn't do this. If you're this size, you're too big. It's just like, babe, why do you feel so in control of other people's lives? Control yourself. Control your eating. Control whatever you're supposed to be concerned about. Because girls who are confident in themselves and girls who are solidified in themselves do not constantly spend their days worried about what's going on with other people and posting content like that, sitting behind the camera and putting it online. Like, that's just so wild to me. This normalization of toxic femininity is going to create a generation of women that, one, when it comes to growing as a human being, it's going to be a lot of people who are very stagnant. Because once you get to a point where you're relating to toxic femininity, where you're relating to being manipulative and being a mean girl and trying to make that a trend and that being okay, you're going to be a mean grandma, you're going to be a mean auntie, you're going to be a mean mom. And when it comes for you, time for you to be in that mean retirement house, you're going to be wondering why there's nobody at your funeral, why there's nobody in your life, when you spent the majority of it being a mean human being. And believe me, I know that, you know, we are in a society where being like people who are mean, people who are evil, and people who are polarizing, they become popular and people are drawn to them and they don't care about the bad behavior if they have a lot of friends or if they have a certain look. But what you cannot deny is, if you spend a lifetime being a mean human being and you spend a lifetime trying to demand people how to act, look, and talk a certain way and are focused on others and not focused from within and cleaning yourself from within, your actions are going to have consequences. And those consequences will not come slapping you in the face, but if you repeatedly continue to do the same toxic behaviors, you will end up being a woman 50, 60, 70 years old, looking in the mirror first, wondering, why the fuck do I look like that? Because you're constantly critiquing other women on their looks. You think that, like, women who focus on themselves and push out positivity, those always end up being the women later on in life and currently in life who have a glow and who just have not just a beautiful energy, but they're genuinely beautiful no matter how they look. And you notice later on in life, the women that you have problem with, the old women that are, you know, I guess a lot of girls like to say, oh, I'm young and those old women are haters and they look ugly and this and that. Those same women display the same behaviors you are displaying in this moment, the same toxic femininity. They relate to the same things you do, and you face the potential of ending up like that, ending up as a sad and angry woman who wreaks havoc on the earth because you could not fix yourself internally, and or even just schedule a therapy session. It's like, come on, y'all. I'm so, like, this video is probably like a rant. This video is probably not even like educational. I don't know, you guys tell me in the comment section, but I'm just so tired of people enabling women who act like this. It's not okay to be mean, evil, manipulative, and disrespectful, and it should not be normalized, period. But that was it for this video. If you liked it, like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my other channel because I will be posting 2 videos a week on there. And have a beautiful day.
Life move fast and you know what you want. My new bitch look like Berry.